Good morning and welcome to my channel. This is Cold Fire. I've seen the number 007 twice already in the span of um, I don't know what time is it. In the span of 10 minutes. It's not even been 10 minutes. It's in 14 and it seems 10 double O 10:07. Anyway, let's get started. I mean, the train beast nuisance is such a pain. Like it's, I would wonder why do people behave like this? How? Why are they doing that? Chasing me, following me. Um, First of all, they asked for it. They asked to know where I am, and so that they could come there and get over there and create nuisance, subtle harassment, absolute low key like stalking and gang stalking and harassment and things like that. And then they have their cats and dogs with them as well, and those cats and dogs have been trained in such a sickly manner. Like, oh my god, it makes me want to throw up. And then all this while, like, you are controlling that urge to throw up, and they're just so. It's like they. First of all, what's that happening was like they thought that my divine counterpart was when we initially met. It was because of me that he wouldn't talk to them. Obviously, he wanted to speak to me more, wanted to get me know more, and get to know more about me and my life and what's happening now at present, whether I'm liking his company. This was actually me getting to know a lot more about him than he already, I think, knew a lot about me, but that was all guesswork and assumption and gossip and rumors and things. So, but the thing is, he had known of these other people and interacted with them earlier, like a year before. The set of people that were around him that time, the new set of people, he had already known them for at least more than 1 year, somewhere between like it's a wide range. It's like somewhere between 8 years to 1 year, and 1 year is a long time as well. And whatever he saw, like he really hated it. And that's why, like after meeting him, the first thing I noticed was like the sense of relief that he could focus on someone good, look at someone good, and he was absolutely repulsed by all of these people who were chasing. And I would genuinely understand like who I mean, I would understand like who he thought was a genuine person and who he was just trying to give another chance, but he still, like, is repulsed by. My main point was like, you can what these people think is like, they can train themselves and train human people like the way these dogs are trained. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, you learn how to train these dogs, and then you use the dogs to create dogs and cats, these pets. Then you use the dogs to get something from the people you're trying to manipulate or create a picture and things like that. And then when that mask falls off of you, like the one that you created using an animal, like in 3 layers, it'll fall off in 3 layers. First it'll fall off uh, energetically, because energy will always tell the truth, no matter how much you try to mentally manipulate someone. Then it's like the mental mask falls off, And then the people who see the truth, the real faces, will like, yeah, no, when they see the physical mask fall off, they're just like, repulsed by your physical appearance and relieved to physical appearance, not like your physical features, like yeah, these people have been doing love spells and all as well, like drawing away somebody else's beauty and charm, and then like not just doing a love spell on themselves, but pulling away somebody's beauty and charm. So that kind of happening. Okay, so we have Ten of Swords, like something massive is ending, and that plots have been discovered and they've been put like to rest. Like they're suffering. The swords are a mental energy, so this is a lot of subconscious, like mental energy. Whatever they've done, like their bad karma, like that is being replayed, and they're there down in the dumps, like watching it continuously on the loop. That's what I realized. Like as I was just walking around, it was really sweet. One of the very old scenarios, and I haven't seen the scenario in a very long time. It's like I'm going wedding shopping. That is the dream. I don't know whose wedding it is, but like Indian wedding clothes are very colorful. Like I was saying, something major is ending. We have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck as well. So yeah, they're like watching this continuously, whatever they've done so far, all of the stupid stuff, like that they've done all this while, like this imposter, this being an imposter, being faking a persona too far. Like they took the joke too far. It was never. And you have to understand, the intention was uh it was portrayed. I mean, if somebody asked them, why are you doing this, they would say that probably, oh, I just want to try it out, I just want it's just a joke, it's nothing serious, and things like that. I mean, they have taken everybody's life for granted, and they've created a mess out of everybody's lives. They've put words in people's heads. They have abused all of this occult technology, knowledge, divination practices, etc. And the intention, if it was portrayed as, oh, we're just doing this for fun, oh, this is how it is, oh, this is just a joke, why are you saying this, oh my god, oh, why have you suddenly changed like this, what you we just wanted, like people who they were harassing and fooling, we were just observing you for a very long time so that we could give whatever the plot was a proper ending in the right time. It is the right time now. Yeah, they're coming up with a lot of conflict energy in the dreamscape, but that's being shut down. They're shut down completely. So this conflict that they used to try and bring about in other people's lives is now continuously happening inside their own head. They're really suffering inside their own minds. In the dreamscape, like the nightmares are horrible. They are going to be clashing. Like there are probably two sets of nightmares that are going to be clashing with each other. It's like the the nightmares just leveled up. They just leveled up. Now they're merging and creating something more. So okay. So that came to me like a set of nightmares. All the set of nightmares are going to be first coupling up and then merging into one. This king wanted to come out earlier, but I didn't take it. Yeah. Somebody is think somebody's stuck in a loop, thinking that this is a new beginning for them, but in fact they're getting sent to some kind of mental asylum, like correctional facility. It's like a correctional facility for these people. I don't know, where did I see it. Oh yeah, I saw it on the OA the other day, and I knew it. I knew it. Like people over here pretend like none of this exists. Like the police is here to just bribe and for the politicians, for celebrities, and for famous people and things like that. And I'm like, you have no idea. I'm sure they're like massive like structures built to correct human beings. That was what like that is the main reason why these agencies and organizations were made in the first place, to control the humanity and human population. Like, if you can't do that, then you can't do that. It's like that. So in any case, yeah, what they think is they're getting some money to, like, they're getting some money, and like, for this is what they try to do. They try to create a stalemate in this situation for you, and that's what uh, I think that's what they think that they're getting sent away to do, but it is not that. It's like they try to make an offer to the divine masculine, like after like in the subconscious, like after finally, like going to like these unknown territories, actually going there, they're trying to make an offer to somebody like wealthy to save them. But one thing about these wealthy men, they will really not be fooled. I mean, they cannot be fooled. If you think that you have them fooled by in any way, shape, or form, it's because they don't want to say anything. They don't want to say anything to you at the moment. They're observing you, or a bunch of wealthy people are observing you, especially men. Especially men. If a bunch of wealthy men are observing you, and every time, like, if you feel, oh, I succeeded in convincing them with my fraud scheme. I can try again, and this is playing out. Like, your subconscious is now training you. Like, you practiced being a trained monkey for such a long time, and a trained beast for such a long time, that now, like, you are put under that compulsive spell of going to these wealthy men and talking to them about business all the time, like, and that's what you're gonna do. That's what's gonna happen in these people's nightmares. Now, very unpleasant energy coming through from these masculines as well. They like their energy is something that you avoid at all costs. And they're watching. They're like these. They're watching. This one is like controlling the conflict and making it even more fiery. This one is overseeing that, in spite of moving away, you are put in this compulsion. Like, you will find some shiny object, like this empty idea, and then you will go and make a fool of yourself in front of they will go and make a fool of themselves with this empty idea, because ideas in the working world, in a place where yeah, like, that kind of work is actually happening, is a different thing. But this is like a deep layer of subconscious where you're getting sent away as punishment. It's a subconscious correctional facility. Like, that's what it's a rehab, subconscious rehab. And then you're getting sent there, and you're repeating the same thing. This king is making sure you repeat this. This king is making sure you repeat this. And somehow this is more fun, and this is just for laughs. Like, everybody wants to is gonna sit around laughing at you. This is like so Black Mirror. This is such a Black Mirror. Maybe yeah, the subconscious is the Black Mirror to the conscious, and all you all have done is like mimic somebody else's energies, and that creates nuisance, that creates a lot of nuisance to everyone, whether it be in the conscious mind or the subconscious mind, in the waking world or the dreaming world. It creates a nuisance. And I think it's been about 10 years, 10 to 6 years since yeah, 10 to 6 5 years, 5 years since everybody has been, a lot of wealthy people who set about, like, creating something of meaning material. They changed the places that they start business, and you had these people turn you, you had these people turned upside down, like, and you wanted these people gone. What would you do without these wealthy people, intelligent people, people with actual ambition and drive? What would you do without them? Is my question. You indulge in sorcery against these uh, creative, passionate, capable individual. You created scenarios where it looked like they were willingly walking away from their own setups. Sorry for the pause there. So, uh, as they kept practicing the dark arts, they were manifesting, sending people off into the realms of death, like, in the subconscious, and it translates into sending the people into the realms of death. We'll get more on that energy later on, but yeah, we do have the Pale Rider. I knew the Pale Rider was there in the dreamscape long before any one of us were working there. It's because some souls were put in such a heavy trance of like walking away, or like running away from their homes, or running away from their own life, and not willing to look into this matter, this plot to plot against these individuals here, these kings here, plot against these kings and the emperor, the divine masculines, right? Divine masculine collective, that they were made to feel that they were in the realms of death, like probably purgatory or something like that. But they were in a very horrible nightmare, like stuck in a pocket of the subconscious, where these people were The two of swords that shown up yesterday, like they were sitting there blindfolded, like just to encroach upon the divine feminines or divine collectives uh, subconscious. I don't know why. There must be a reason I said divine feminine. That scene scenario is finally getting justice. This is final justice. This is subconscious justice because of this kind of energy. Like they were this dark magic that was done, this occult practices that were done were to keep you held back, like keep you small, thinking small, like so both the scenarios were created, you making you feel like you have to walk away, you have to walk away, you have to walk away from seeing this and analyzing it inside your subconscious. At the same time, like you towards the end you were made to think small, probably anxious about your divine counterpart, the energy that you were getting from them, feeling distant and separated from them, and or probably seeing them acting petty and small in your dreams. So this is the kind of nonsense that they've been indulging in the subconscious. That's why your dreams are have or have been for the majority of time like that. Yeah, they're after your money, like divine collective, they're really after your money. The king of pentacles has shown up here twice. It's all about your money, it's about nothing else. Like you gotta like accept that now finally. It's all of this dream manipulation, all of the subconscious manipulation, all of it, like them showing up like in a trance. uh, you don't have to be sleeping to be in a dream state, like they've been you look at these people who are doing this, who are after after your money, divine collective, you will see that their faces, they're in a trance, it's an act, you can tell it's an act, they're trying harder, they're trying harder to, they have different expressions that they will carry while they're in a trance. It's not like they're looking like zombies, but yeah, they're in a trance, they're always in like a dream state because that's what they want to go after, they want to go after the divine collective subconscious because that is where they feel that all the information about your money and finances, the property, lies, and that is where they can manipulate you. But all you're doing is actually moving forward on your journey. You're just like probably suffering a little bit in your subconscious, or not a little bit. This is a lot of suffering. The Ten of Swords and the Five Wands. It's the subconscious is not taking a revenge against these people. No, no. That question came in. No, the subconscious isn't taking a revenge for what they did to you in the waking hours. No, absolutely not. This is how they will walk towards their own karma in the subconscious, and all of that was manipulation. This was subconscious manipulation with the magician here in reverse. They're gonna walk through their own the balancing out of their own wrong deeds, and that is exactly why they're getting these dreams or whatever. Yeah, look at that. Water magic, I'd mentioned that yesterday in a reading in Page of Cups. Coming up with stale orders offers, like just coming up with horrible spell work, like such pathetic spell work, because these people have like are sharing one half a brain cell amongst all of them. I used to say 5,000 people, but it wasn't 5,000 people. It's probably all the freaking karmics around the world. No, a soul gets a choice. whether they actually indulge in karmic activities, or they just, like, have a smaller and simpler and less complicated life. But then they choose, they can't help themselves but to do these activities and indulge in these activities, or whatever, even, like, observing it way too much and getting some kind of kicks out of it. Somebody conducting a research and survey on an investigation on matters because it's really affecting them is another thing, versus somebody just like being a part of it to get kicks out of it, to watch people suffer in agony. And the subconscious is going to have its own method and mechanism to, um, not to correct that, but to set that in order, set that in motion. We had the wheel of fortune there earlier. Because it's gonna happen, like, this entire black magic is gonna have to release. It's going to have to release, and these people will have to uh, willingly start walking towards the courthouses and places where they're going to reveal the truth. For that to happen, it's going to have to happen through the subconscious. The way they try to trick you through your subconscious for your money, it's the same way. To get to their money, they're going to tap into the subconscious, and that there is going to be nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. Even if they don't do it on purpose, there's going to be nightmare after nightmare that is ultimately chasing them and making them run towards uh, a justice system or a courthouse, or an authority, a police officer. Like, they're realizing that they are baseless. They have no base left here. They are the third energy. They're the third wheel. They are the factor causing a pain. And no matter how it looks like, no matter what it looks like, it's a third party, a karmic is completely understanding the energy. It's no longer escapable. It's inescapable. They're seeing that very clearly. They're probably hearing it very clearly as well. Like, the list of their wrongdoings, the list of their bad karma. And now they know that they are this three of swords energy. They have caused a lot of pain, especially to the divine collective. They have, I don't know if they have any regrets or remorse. They're incapable of regret and remorse. They're just looking for the next the next person to do this to, in the divine collective, or just the next person to fool, with the ace of pentacles here and the emperor after the six of swords, right? It's like they're showing up, like they have their eye on the game to continue the game. And like whoever has been caught or put behind bars or cannot take any actions, it's like uh it's looking like it's being made to look like these people are taking a break. But now a new set of kids are on the block who are going to continue this game. But they think they are a new set of kids on the block who are going to continue this game. But they have been identified probably a much long time before these people who are currently taking a break because they have gotten into enough trouble and they're probably hiding. So how that is translating into the subconscious nightmare realm is that uh, they will be continuously hunting in the dark, and they will get like some really pathetic ideas, and they will be approaching this wealthy person, this divine masculine person in their dream, somebody completely unknown and imaginary at that. Like the subconscious will cook up some imaginary face to teach you a lesson or put you in a right direction. The main point is that they're going to get like hints and clues as to where to go and where to follow. Obviously not clearly. It's going to be like in Inception. This is what the subconscious is doing to them. This is what the subconscious is doing to them, incepting thoughts in their mind so that they are led closer to the justice system. And anyways, they have fried their brains. They're fried their brains with a lot of occult practices. So like the magician clarified by the page of cups, the magician in reverse clarified by the page of cups. Their minds are pudding. It's like they do not have a brain. It's just melted into something, and it's melted into that black goo, like ferro fluid that can be controlled. Yeah, or the brain is just filled with ferro fluid, even if it has that same shape or something in the skull. It's just basically made out of black goo, ferro fluid that can be controlled. And what everybody thinks is like the controllers. Where did I see the controllers? Like, the magician, like the actual ultimate controllers. We do have free will, but there are controllers that keep things in place. The king of wands here, the magician here. And if they ended up stealing a controller or having one of the controllers reverse, entities who are controllers, they are very, very high level bulk beings. They live at the source. They live around the source. They know everything about the source. And uh, uh, the planet Mercury is that celestial object that shows us what a object so close to the source is capable of doing, especially when it goes into retrograde. So this also might be speaking of the Mercury retrograde period, where these people finally did another set of spell work that has turned their brain into pudding, black goo pudding, and they are just completely under the control of this king of wands person. Now, yeah, maybe there is a person walking amongst them who is this controller here who has found a human vessel or a bunch of human vessels that he's controlling, and making sure that these people are going away to the justice system. How do you recognize that the first batch is going to be the ones who came in between a divine masculine and a divine feminine? They have been doing this for almost 10 years. There have been different batches of people who've been doing the same thing. And but the entire set, no matter how many batches there are, all of the batches since 10 years ago knew that this was the plot, and they still continue doing it. The worst are the ones who are doing this even after the 10-year plot has not completed. You will know who I'm talking about. This is the last bunch of people, and their brains are completely fried. No matter what batch they come from, their brains are completely fried, and they've basically turned into black goo. Yeah, they're going to be flashing the stolen assets around, even and pretending to be on the spiritual path, or awakened being, or beings, or enlightened beings. Um, I mean, both of these things are an act. Both of them are an act, and especially they have found like opposite personality traits to this, right? The the spiritualist and the vain, right? And this like such a big difference. It's a contrast. It's not even oppositions. It's not even a mirroring of it. It's just like contrast. It's just too different for it to become one thing, or it to ever come into balance. And that is all again for money. So these people, but mainly, are going to like have nightmares about money a lot of it, like the 10 of pentacles here, 9 of pentacles, the king of pentacles twice, the ace of pentacles here once. Yeah. So like the thing is, it's about money, and it's not the lack of it, or or anything like that. It's just that obsession about money with the Five of Cups here, going back and forth. And it's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's just about the money. It's impossible for them to not think about the money only. And that's all they think about. That's all they think about. Making money, using money, keeping money, making more money, 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 money. These are not the people in the finance industry. I've known people who are in the field of finance who don't even think about money. They're philosophizing the entire scheme and plot. But yeah, these people are showing up in a very Jekyll and Hyde energy. They're probably lashing out, and also they have this eye on this community money, like locality money, like a locality that is very resourceful and opulent, and uh, it's self-generating. It generates wealth no matter what happens. It always the businesses, local businesses or whatever offices around that locality have the ability to generate money and wealth. And this is the kind of stuff that these people are chasing after, and basically making a fool of themselves. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Like Divine Collective, you're going to be seeing their next disguise, and I'm getting that it's disgusting, but it's going to be hilarious. There's an element of humor here, but it's like that cringe. It's cringe pop, cringe humor. It's very cringy. Yeah, okay. The Eight of Swords, the Justice card clarified by the Ace of Swords. Like I told you, they're walking into getting arrested. That subconscious, even if their dreams like show them like they're sitting and eating, um, they're having a great time, they're nothing, they're spending time with their family. All of that is boiling down to them going in front of the authorities, or them being caught by the authorities in a certain place and location in their waking hours, because the controllers are controlling their mind, the black goo in their brains instead of their brains, whatever the scenario might be, and then bringing them in the waking hours to certain locations where the authorities will catch them, capture them. That is the Eight of Swords. I did get a very cringe feeling, like all throughout the night, but especially somewhere around from 3 to 9, these 6 hours, they were like complete and absolute cringe. Everything before that was fine. Like I was exploring the rest of the dreamscape, but I've been told and I've been guided to actually look into the nightmares, because this is the justice system playing out, and it helps me understand the subconscious very well of how it works. This is just going to be one off. If y'all are facing, like you are in your dreamscape and something happens and you get disturbed, and then you get and then the dreams change into something cringy. It's so that you have to look into the new nightmares that are being built. All right, so please, please looking into it once and for all. Yeah, Aquarius season start. Something about that, like I checked the calendar soon as I woke up today, and I was like, oh hey, we're now into Aquarius season. We're still on the cusp, like um Capricorn and Aquarius cusp, but we have Aquarius energies now coming in already. Okay, I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to get one card, like for the Star card, one card for the Magician and Page of Cups. I don't think I want to clarify any of this. This message is pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm still getting glimpses like of people dancing on the on the street or somewhere, like this barat that we have, like, I mean, that's what they reduced the divine counterparts love story to. The divine counterparts love story, the twin flames who have a love story, whether it be their false twin, or whether it be their catalyst, whether it be their soul family, or their friends, any of the love stories that are with twin flames. In it, they're completely different. It's not about all of that dressing up and all of that running around and things like that. I know there is this Bollywood actress who comes from the same regions as I live in currently. Nobody even knew when she got married. She literally got married in, like, in her house, in her living room, and then she picked a five-star hotel next to her house, and then she had a reception for it. And whoever was invited in that wedding were basically uh, her neighbors in the building that she lived in. That's it. Like, and how do I know this is, like, she's cousins with one of my very close friends, and she said, like, it was her wedding and I wanted to invite you. That's why I'd been calling. And I was also lost in my own world. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that she's finally married and, like, she's settled down. And she was telling me, oh, but yeah, the wedding was nothing, this and that. It's just a small ceremony at home, and a small gathering kind of reception in the evening. I was like, wonderful. This is how, this is what we dream of. Like, okay, the death card is showing up here. Like, it showed up yesterday as well. The death spells that these people have done. Not a lot of people who are part of this group of these karmics understand this. They don't really understand that it has gone as far as doing multiple death spells on the divine collective. But the divine collective is harmless. It escapes harm every time, and people around them die. People, not even people directly around them or in their life. Sometimes that is the scenario if the death spell is really intense. But it's mainly, like, let's say a friend of a friend dies. That kind of stuff will keep happening constantly, and mainly it is fake news. Like, somebody probably has faked their death. That can also happen, like, or it's just a projection. Like, you have no idea of knowing that person, or if the person's story is true. See, like, it's a projection. It's the projection of the devil, just to cause nuisance and disturbance to these people. And whoever has been doing that in Aquarius season, the technology is going to be so uh, I I mean, especially the ones who have black goo instead of brains right now, they are going to be seeing the most horrifying projections in the daytime. They're going to be hearing things which are so scary, not profound, that the controllers will let the divine collective know of the new spirit guides, of which archangels are present and who's watching over you. They will even let you know when your protection is very low, so that you're prepared, mentally prepared. And the divine collective has zero black goo. They're just connected. The divine collective is connected with the source all the time. They're connected with the angelic realm, the demonic realm. They're connected to all the realms all the time. It's just that these karmics have been they've been using evil forces. The evil forces used to actually use the karmics to create nuisance and ruckus. Is to teach the divine collective. It's to teach the divine collective about the entire spectrum of energies that exist, the entire collection of energies that exist, not just the divine, but the evil as well, right? So the evil forces used to use karmics to teach the divine collective such lessons. But what the karmics have ended up doing now is using not just the evil forces, but also technology. The star card and the devil card is like we have the Capricorn and Aquarius cusp. Like what they've ended up doing in this last 1 week, probably, or they're planning to do right now, or the plot is set into motion and they can't do anything about it. uh the damage is already done. That is what I'm hearing, like, of these projections, these evil projections, these slender man projections. I actually saw another slender man projection at a cafe that I was there at. It was a real human being. So basically that real human being, he was not a projection. Sorry, I didn't mean to say projection, but the continuation of that. But the continuation of that after the third time for the divine collective is like you actually find a fellow soul that is going to give you confirmation that yes, this is what was done to you. But hey, I'm here. Look at me. I'm also the slender man, but I am not looking at you in a creepy way. I am there with my wife, and we've had a happy time, and I have my own life. I'm not here to haunt you or creep you out. Like, that was the healing that was done. The star card is also of healing. So, healing all of the technology and all of the forces, evil or not, um, divine or not, like whatever forces they might have used. The karmics might have used over what I'm sensing is like the last 3 years. It's 11 o'clock. 2 years, especially 2 years from 2020 to 2022. Whatever they might have used, this is the justice card as well. So whatever they might have used, that is being healed. All of that is being healed. We have the wheel of fortune here. Yeah, they try to reverse your time, or like kept you going back, revisiting uh scenarios, dead scenarios. Like this, there's a dead fish in this cup here. Dead scenarios that they were probably dowsing, looking for wealth where there is water. Like, sometimes the ancient civilizations, they stored gold in like basements. Like, there was water, and then they built under the bed of the lake or something. They built like these chambers, bed of mercury, rather, not just water. They made these chambers. So these people were probably dowsing and looking for money, and that's why they kept making you go back to your history all the time. But it's like a stalemate. The page of cups, as I say, like they found nothing. They found like dead meat, like dead fish, fossils. But those fossiled energies, like those dead fish energies, they really help like the divine collective uh, get some more information and clues. But they would have uncovered it anyway. The karmics just were a nuisance. These people who plotted and planned against divine collective were just a nuisance. The divine collective would have probably gotten there much faster, because this scenario, like she's weaving a golden thread. This is Sleeping Beauty. This is a Sleeping Beauty story. They're weaving a golden thread. The sun god, yeah, yeah, the Ra, the Egyptian sun god, Ra is, yeah, something ancient started taking over or overseeing matters in the waking world and even in the dream world. The dark sun also awakened and is overseeing this matter, this scenario, especially where they're like Jekyll and Hyde, like between somebody. Oh, I'm so vain. I'm so vain. I need all of this material to live by, and at the same time, they're also pretending to be spiritually awakened, enlightened, like those woke folk. They're not woke or any kind. any kind of fashionista, that is coming out, like the rays of the sun or the moonlight are exposing that, actually physically exposing it. And also, like, one of the controllers is the sun, is our actual sun, and the sunlight is getting reflected off of the moonlight, so it's working 24 by 7 in the same fashion. It's getting exposed, it's getting, these individuals are getting exposed, especially whoever needs to dream about them, whoever needs to see their faces, the imposters are getting exposed. These mimicry artists, these people who have been imitating the divine collector, that are, they're getting exposed in the dreams. It's like you they're having dreams where I see, like, this torchlight, like instead of the okay, the bat signal has been put up, and now the light, like Gordon is pointing the lights at the streets towards these imposters and culprits. Okay, I've got the rest of the card, so I'm going to put this down. We have the Empress. Yay. The reading is almost closed, guys. So, because we have the Emperor and Empress, I think we have another extra card. So, oh my, that's all right. That's always all right. And yeah, we have the star. We have the sun and the star. Um, they're already in that trap, in one of those limbo dreams. That, yeah, okay. So all of the people that we were hoping to trap in the subconscious, in the twilight zone, in the nightmare realm, so that they not suffer the consequences. It's not about suffering the consequences. It's more about inception, right? And so in their waking hour, they walk into the arms of justice. So that is being overseen by the stars. Star seeds at night in the subconscious. The guardian of the star seed. This could be cold fire as well. This entity, the spiritual being, and this, we have the star card twice. You guys, some shit is gonna go down in the Aquarius season. Like, all of their antics, all of the ways, all of the tricks that they used, all of the things that they did and said, um, to harass the divine collective, or to chase after somebody else's money, whatever it was, whatever they did to chase after somebody else's money, all of that is jumping down on them. Yeah, it's literally like, this official is coming in from the skies out of nowhere. And all of these ancient souls, like, these very powerful ancient souls, like probably the high priests, the masculine of the hierophant, masculine and feminine of the hierophant, like, they have given the major arcana, the actual archetype of the hierophant, as much information subconsciously as possible on this move that these karmics are going to make again, and use the useless one, the spectator karmics. They're going to use the spectator karmics to pull off these moves, but because the main criminals are like laying low, they're keeping a low profile, so they're using these people who can be out about, like, making absolute fools of themselves. Like, this is such a comical, a clown like energy. Like, you're pretending to be all this materialistic and have this fancy life, and at the same time you're like speaking woke and spiritual stuff. I mean, This could work, but if it is genuine and if it is real, if both are fake, then it's just gonna look really comical, right? So these comical people, the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles combination is planning to make a move like against these wealthy families or these wealthy people or businessmen, or let's just say they're bank funds is what I'm getting. Like they could be mutual funds, or they would have information on like funds, mutual funds, or um a fixed deposit. This is looking like fixed deposits to me as well, because you see the Ace of Pentacles here, like the Emperor. There are probably some banking and financial schemes, like housing loan schemes or whatever it might be, of that nature. This could also be like an investor, an angel investor, or or a startup fund, like a startup investor, seed fund, a person who's been investing in small businesses, small and medium sized businesses, startup businesses, like star star card here twice. Yes, okay, I finally got it. Like Bloom. Oops, sorry, I actually took a name of investor investment firm, venture capitalists. Yes, they're probably going to pitch to a venture capitalist, and that's where when the showdown is going to happen. And obviously they're going to be blissfully unaware of it. Look at them with the Four of Swords. They're thinking that yay, they've won. Like in spite of all the warnings that they're going to get probably after this tarot readings, energy has gone into the AI algorithm. They're probably going to get warnings from everywhere. They're probably going to hear this video as well, and still like do this because there's a compulsion on them. Somebody else is pulling the strings. Do you see these hands? Somebody else is pulling all the strings. It's gonna happen. This is done. This is what karmic justice is. This is how the subconscious starts working in bringing about justice and divine order and divine timing. uh, I don't know what to make of this energy. The Fool card. This always throws me off. Energy. It's like again, like okay, I get the scenario. What's happening? Like okay, so that story, right? The fairy tale where Snow White, the evil queen, sends a henchman to kidnap her in the forest and kill her. Give me a minute, guys. So it's like this is this is the scenario that's gonna play out, like but it's a different. It's it's like she is being brought back, like Snow White is brought back by the henchman who was always a guardian angel. He lets her go, right? So that's when she goes and finds the seven dwarfs, and they're hot. and starts living there. But now the henchman is going to get her back, get these kind of kids who were abducted. And so this angel, this guardian angel, is getting the kids who were abducted and probably sent in the forests to to keep them shut. These kids who were witnesses, these kids who were witnesses to crimes. These people, these kids who were witnesses to crimes were probably sent away, kidnapped and stuff, and now they're being brought back by their kidnappers, who had also like been keeping them safe all this while. I'm gonna get just a few more cards with the fairy Lenormand Oracle. Yeah, like I said, house. There is a house. These houses have been found out where they were conducting these occult rituals. There are probably like a lot of kids, especially young girls, involved. A lot of young girls, young, yeah, a lot of young girls. One of them escaped and informed the police about the location of these households. Yeah, yeah, they've been exposed. We have the stars here again. It's like whoever was working in this house and actually pimping these women who were living in that house, and especially a lady who was working in that house as well, like a caretaker, or just a bunch of women who went and sat there and like probably did some work for some time. They were also hiding out, but they didn't know that this was the place where those girls, those women were getting pimped out from. And they were just like probably unwilling to look at the truth and be like blissfully unaware and like just something of that sort. There's also like a much more darker scenario showing up here with the tower card. Like this looks to me like a mental asylum. This mental asylum, probably like this wealthy man, like this King of Pentacles person, has an impersonator, like a doppelganger, a body double, who has visited this facility quite a bit, and the people over there don't know that this is the doppelganger. And um, also the divine masculines and or this wealthy person's guardian angel, or they're connected probably with both beings and alien creatures, or creatures from higher consciousness, mainly the aliens like Arcturians. That's what I'm getting. Arcturians. They're connected with the Arcturians, and the information has been uh, passed on regarding this institution, this asylum, this mental asylum. And that's where they're going to extract information on. There are some really high uh, security prisoners here. There are some that I'm feeling that are in the dungeon area who are not high security prison, but like they've been put there because they have a lot of information about the world, and about this plot that has been going on for far too long, and now it's about to get concluded, and everybody is going to face the justice system wherever they might be. There's a justice system, a courtroom here where the investigation will happen, and that is where these cases will be resolved. The culprits will be announced as culprits, and their sentences made, and the the victims released, and their money like given. So it all starts with this house, and this person, this pimp, kind of showing up, and this lady, like, um, continuing to visit this house or these premises, like, as if, oh, she's just here to relax and to chill with the animals. I'm such an animal lover. Oh, I'm such a bird lover. It could be a bird lady. And now it's like she hasn't spoken up, but this is the kind of people that they're followed. This is the kind of women they have followed into these facilities. And these kind of men also stand out because they've ventured far away and into society. They've made themselves a part of, like, uh, legitimate societies, but they stand out. Like, they stand out, and people know that they're shady. And this is the correctional facility, like a high security prison. Prisoners, like some kind of Alcatraz, but like in a tower. Yeah, far removed. I think there's a lake filled with a lot of dead bodies of missing persons, missing children, even old people missing, old folk, like a lot of dead bodies. And they're gonna float up to the surface. I don't know why I started shuffling. I didn't want to shuffle. Yeah, I think just to get the full card. Yeah, okay, so these Snow Whites are getting a new beginning, a brand new beginning, a brand new life. After they have come out into the open and they've spoken, like, this is what we witnessed, this is what we saw happening over there. These are the criminal activities. This is where the lake is. This is where the facility is. This is where these are the beings. These are the guardian angels that we spoke to. This there are who are the innocent ones in these, like, all Snow Whites from all of these places. And these gentlemen also speaking up. There are some, like one or two, I'm sensing, that are good souls who have always been, like, waiting. Or probably they are the body doubles, or like these undercover people who have worked. They're also done with their assignment. They're done with their assignment. Their reports have been generated. This energy is just daft. It's just there's a lot of retardation here. This is the same energy as this. So yeah, so suddenly somebody who was like this, like, shows up like this, and then is talking all of these intellectual things, not necessarily spiritual, but just coming up with like words. It's like that scenario from Friends where Joey gets the um, dictionary encyclopedia for the letter V, right? And then he tries to steer the conversation to everything that he read in that book. This is this kind of, but wherein she was just a servant, probably a maid servant in somebody's house who paid her really well. And now that person has also gone missing, but their property and stuff is being used. Okay, this is deep, and this is the kind of dreams that you're gonna have. So that's why you need to check in on the nightmares. You need to check in on the nightmares if they flip the plot, if they compare really well. It has to match. It has to match. It has to. The nightmares have to have the conclusion that these people are being exposed. These people are being told. These cases are being closed. These houses and these locations and properties and these bodies. If there's a bunch of dead bodies just buried without the actual rites happening, uh, that creates a really horrible energies around for everyone. A lot of suffering, unnecessary, pointless suffering and chaos. So that needs to be resolved. So once that happens, that completely happens, that's when you can stop looking into the nightmares and actually look into the dreamscape and what it's giving. So that's all I have for you. I hope this was a good read. Bye.